Nick Rudder from McKees37.com. Today at the shop, I have this beautiful Mercedes GLC SUV. This is one of those really stylish fastback SUVs. And if you're looking at it, well, you might notice something different about the paint job. It's black, but it's not glossy black. This actually has an optional satin finish paint job. And satin finishes, they used to be really rare, especially for like an OEM finish from the factory. And usually, if you wanted a finish like this, you had to take the vehicle to a custom shop and either have it painted or wrapped with a paint protection film. Well, these finishes are more prevalent than ever. Mercedes-Benz, Dodge, Hyundai, Kia, they all offer vehicles with a matte or a satin paint job. And this finish is very unique. Unlike traditional glossy paint that you can polish with a buffer and that you can sand out scratches, you don't have the option with a matte or satin finish. They look great, but they're a little bit more difficult to maintain. Of course, we have special products for the matte finishes because you would not use a traditional liquid sealant or a paste wax on a finish like this. So today, I'm going to showcase our Pro Coat 2.0 applying to a matte finish vehicle like this. This is one of our best-selling coatings. It's our top-tier coating, rated at 10 years, 10H. It's super hard in terms of the barrier of protection it provides, but it's also extremely easy to use. It's a professional-grade coating that's used by professional shops, as well as enthusiasts, beginners, and everyone in between. Here's the deal. This finish, it's been washed. That's step number one. Wash the vehicle. Step number two, wipe the paint down with our coating prep spray. This step is imperative as it removes any previously applied detail sprays at the dealership, maybe some car wash residue, anything like that. Simply take it, mist it on, and make sure the surface that you're working on is not hot to the touch. If it's hot to the touch, you will experience streaking and smearing. Just like that. And I already wiped down the other side. And one really nice feature about this prep spray is that it provides a nice barrier of lubrication. Lubrication is important so you don't scratch the paint. And it also stays wet as you wipe. And then when you do your final pass, it flashes away. Works much better than alcohol and much better than other prep sprays on the market. So that's that. Next up, take the actual coating, and this is a 2-ounce bottle. And I've already coated the rest of this Mercedes, by the way, and I still have more than half the bottle left. So this is a tremendous value. It'll keep this matte finish looking great for a long time, and it doesn't take a whole lot of product either. You have your coating applicator pad, and I'm simply going to apply a little bit on here. And one really nice feature about our coating, if you've ever used other brands, is some of them smell terrible. The carrier, the solvent that they use, it'll empty out a room. That's not the case with our coatings. They're made in USA using top shelf ingredients. So if you're in a closed garage like I am, you're not gonna be coughing and hacking. Very, very high quality. I have my applicator pad here. And the first thing I'd like to do is outline the area that I'm going to work on. And I'm realizing I need a little bit more product. This is a rather large panel. So you want to work one panel at a time. The hood is large, so it's considered 2 panels. And then simply go up and down like this. And what's really nice about a matte finish is it's very, very obvious where you applied the coating. I would say it's actually easier to apply a coating to a matte finish compared to a glossy finish, especially a glossy finish that's a lighter color like white. So I already went this way. Now I'm going this way. So up and down, side to side. I want to ensure uniform coverage. And you might think, well, Nick, isn't it going to make it glossy? Pro Coat 2.0, that's a coating that you designed for glossy finishes and wheels and chrome trim and glass and all that. So here's the deal. It's not going to alter the look of the underlying finish. It's simply going to enhance it. That's the difference. So if it's a matte finish, it's going to stay matte, but it will enhance it. And the best way to describe it, as I told the owner, is the vehicle's going to have this glow to it. It's going to have a nice glow. It's not going to be glossy, it's just going to be enhanced. So the way a coating works is after you spread it out and you apply a nice thin uniform coat, the carrier agent, the liquid inside the bottle, that begins to flash away, that evaporates. And what's left behind are the nanoglass graphene particles that fill in all the pits, pores, and valleys, and it leaves the surface perfectly smooth and extremely hydrophobic. This needs a minute to set up, so I'm going to move to the other side. I always use my Carolina detailing cart. And I already wiped this side down using the coating prep spray. Apply a little bit more coating. And same process. The outline. And you can apply this using a circular pattern if you like. Some guys like to do circles. I stick with a straight line. That's my personal preference. And you just want to make sure that a nice uniform coat is applied to the surface. Like I can clearly see that this is visibly wet with coating, and that's exactly what you want. And I have the Mercedes logo here. I'll go over that, make that nice and glossy. And whenever you're applying a coating, you want to make sure that the surface, like I said, is not hot. It needs to be cool to the touch, like it's been sitting for a while. When this vehicle got here, it was actually really warm because we are in Florida, and the owner had driven it from about an hour away. So I popped the hood, that way some of the air could escape, the hot air from the engine compartment. Because you don't want to apply a coating to a hot panel, not a good idea. So at this point, it's ready to be wiped off, the excess product. I can't stress this enough. You have to have a lot of microfiber towels when you're wiping off a coating, and here's why. As you wipe it off, it's going to build up on the towel, and if you don't swap towels frequently enough, you're going to smear it around. On a glossy finish, if you have high spots, which is fancy for excess product, no big deal. The next day, you put some compound on an applicator pad, you rub off the high spot. On a matte finish, you don't have that option. It's imperative that it's perfect. So plenty of towels, fold it 4 ways, and I'm taking short, firm strokes. I'm putting about probably 10 or 15 pounds of pressure down in this panel, taking these short, firm strokes. Take your time, work in a well-lit area. And you are golden. So here's what I do. I just wiped it going counterclockwise. Flip the towel to a new side, and I'll go reverse direction. To me, I found that that works a little bit better for ensuring all residue has been removed. But you do it however you want to do it. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now, I can't stress this enough, and I promise I'm not just trying to sell you more towels. I could honestly use this towel for that side of the hood. I could, and it would be fine. But this is not my car. I don't want the owner to call me tomorrow and say, hey, listen, you screwed up, pal. This towel's finished. I'm going to use a new towel to wipe the other side. And that looks really nice. Now, one really nice feature about this coating, compared to a lot of other coatings, is the fact that this is very forgiving. It gives you a longer window of time to wipe off the excess. So for example, I just did this hood. Now let's say if I were to go up to do the fender or the door, and 15 minutes later, I noticed that, oh, you know what? I missed a spot. It'll still wipe off. A lot of coatings are not forgiving like that. This one is. Now here's a tip that I cannot stress enough. Have a buddy, have a friend, have a neighbor, have your wife, have your husband, whoever, be a second fresh set of eyes to inspect the vehicle when you're finished. Because I promise you, actually I guarantee you, they will see a spot that you missed and you'll thank them for it. Working on a car like this, I was doing the buddy system where I would coat 2 panels at a time, and the owner, my friend Bob, he would come behind me after it had a chance to set up, and he'd wipe off the excess. When Bob and I were completely finished, we had someone else come in, Joanne, who's super sharp, to go over the vehicle with a light, You can use the light on your iPhone or a scan grip light, whatever it is, just to make sure that all excess has been removed. Don't skip this step. So from here, I'm actually going to let this vehicle sit in the garage here at McKee's 37 overnight while the coating cures. After a couple hours, it's usually fine, but this is a matte finish. It's August here in Florida. It rains every 5 minutes. I really don't want to take any chances, so it's going to spend the night here. The owner's going to come pick it up tomorrow morning, and then from there, maintaining it is relatively easy. For that, we're going to use our matte finish auto wash, which is designed for matte and satin finishes. And then I told him to use our matte finish cleaner and protectant as a drying aid. So as he dries the vehicle, he'll spray this on. It'll provide lubrication and more UV protection. And most importantly of all, have plenty of good drying towels. So he's going to get set up with Glacier drying towels. He has the mitt on a stick. Everything is ready to maintain the matte finish on this Mercedes-Benz. If you have any questions, put them in the comments box below. For more information, shop McKees37.com. Thank you so much for your support. Take care, God bless, and look at this Mercedes. It looks absolutely incredible. Wow. I think that went pretty well.
Hey Nick, I think you missed a spot.
Huh? Where? Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm glad you noticed that, Joanne, because the YouTube community would call me out and they would rip me apart in the comments box because they say, oh no, you missed a spot. So hey guys, I got the missed spot. That's why I have a buddy, the buddy system. Bring someone in. There, is that better?
Much.
All right, take care guys, bye.